back, or welcome to a Westgate Police Department clarification pit maneuver video. Today we will be talking about the pit maneuver and what you're supposed to do with this thing up front, your bumper. Now, as you can see, I'm currently driving around in a Westgate Police Department car. Westgate PD, currently on longer myself, and well, this pit. So, let's get into it. The pit bar is used for many things. It's pushing cars out of the way, or just pitting them. It's technically called a push bar, but here we call it a pit bar. If you are riding around, like me, in a Westgate Police Department vehicle, you might want to understand that where I am currently, you are not supposed to control, but you can pursue. If you are pursuing someone on the highway, like this, and you are going under 120 miles an hour. No pit, right there. You see that? 128 miles an hour is the maximum standard patrol cars can do. You need to drop down to at least below or at 120 miles per hour, or you're not allowed to pit. Now, I am a supervisor, so I can go ahead and just pit whenever I want. The weather's clear. Imagine there are other cars behind me. I'm going to just turn down here. They're trying to get the speed. And imagine they're right here. I kind of right beside them. I'm trying to slow down a little bit, trying to stay with them, speed it up. And get ready, and I turn like that. Turn like that, they're going to flip in front of you, go off to the right. You're going to pull over here, jump out. What you're going to do is run up to them with the taser. Other officers behind you will try to pull up to them. You will either incite one, a shootout. Either incite a shootout, where there will be a few people with rifles, a few people with pistols. Some of you will need to be non-lethal. Tasers probably won't work here. If you incite a shootout, that's kind of bad. If you incite a foot pursuit, everybody needs to be going this way, and you need to call out to other officers. So imagine, their car's here, I pulled up way up to here. Or no, their car would kind of be there if I had pulled up to there. They start running this way, just like this. You're going to want to chase them with your taser out, like this, and call out to other officers. I'm at the east side of the neighborhood in a foot pursuit, about to enter near 706, 7062, or 7064. This area is 706, that's 7064, and this house is 7062. That's 707, 7010, or 7, not 7010, just 710. So what you're going to want to do is have street names up so you can call out like Franklin Court, Pineview Circle, Academy Place, Colonial Drive. Or if they start turning into the city in a foot pursuit, call out Arbor Lane on Fairfax Road and try to get people to the roundabout. You could also just say the roundabout because there's just one. You're going to want building numbers because that is this stuff. You're going to need that. Landmarks. Farms. Sheriff's Office. Springfield, Highway 55, and postal codes, which is this stuff here. So let's see, if we turn off building numbers, you won't see that. Postal codes, you're going to want building numbers and postal codes so you can get all of that. Now, bus stops, you don't need, right? Because bus stops there, bus stops there, bus stops there. So we don't need those. ATMs, these are different ATM locations. To help you easier find them, you can turn them on whenever you need them, but you don't generally need them all the time. Jobs, we're not going to need because you guys are officers. And buildings, you're not going to really need to know, but they could be pretty useful if you don't know where the jewelry store is, where Westgate is, where RMPs are. Obviously, if you center the map, it's going to center you right where you are. So we're in a foot pursuit, and they're kind of going this way. I have my taser out. Other officers are behind me, and one of them is pulling up in a car. but 2 other officers who are behind me, or 1 other officer. You only need 2 officers to execute pit maneuver total. If you're a supervisor, you can do it with just 1 person, but it is very much so not recommended. I'm going this way, and suddenly they take a quick right, so I take a quick right too. They're running towards this house. So I start running towards this house, they get inside. You do have permission to enter, but since there's not actually a criminal, you would have to break in. And obviously, you can't do that with a gun. They can do it with a gun, hammer, knife, bat, yeah, anything. If they run into a house and then start shooting, what you're going to want to do is run out and call for the SWAT team. Now, let's pretend that only the RLMPs have a SWAT team on right now. So, an RLMP fast response team officer will, get out here, get all their stuff ready, get their SWAT truck out, which will, obviously be perfectly RLMP'd. RLMPs are going to start driving, they get out here, and, you had some shooting. So only RLMP fast response team and no actual SWAT verified Westgates. So I know this is pretty much a video about pitting, but it's also about scenarios after pitting. So once the fast response team here will arrive, they'll get all the gear out, they'll break into the home, and they'll take down your suspect. Now, if you pit and get into a shootout, and they, you can shoot at them, not at their car. You understand me? So, for example, also we do not patrol around in this trip. Okay, we do not patrol around in this. Okay, we do not patrol in RLMP, fast response vehicles, or SWAT, or Westgate Police Department SWAT. Okay. For example, just pretend this is a normal car or something. If you pit somebody, which this thing can't even get up to 120 miles an hour, this thing should not be in a chase. This is only for responding to emergencies. So, let's go back. So this is where postal codes are important. I remember postal code 7095. So I would go to postal code 7095, which is right here. Go to the back, and you grab all your stuff, including your ballistic shield and your battering ram, especially. Get the battering ram out, be ready to make entrance. Everybody crowds behind at least one FRT guy with shields, and you would break the door down, but, you can break into a wanted player's house, or a house that's been broken into, of course. If anybody has any questions, leave a comment. I will probably answer you with another comment, or if it's a big thing, I will do a video. Anyway, I will see everybody in the next example video. This is the first one, so I'm not editing any of these, so this is the first one. It may run a little long, but it'll be good. Bye.